Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I welcome this debate, and I know that the hospitality sector has been one of the hardest hit in the economy, and I, like everyone else in the Chamber, will have spoken to many organisations in my constituency, particularly those within the hospitality trade, and certainly those in the hospitality trade that have expressed their frustrations, their anger, their welcome and also their aspirations about what has happened so far, but also about what they want to see for the future. I'm going to come back to constituents' points in a moment, but it's clear that the impact of the coronavirus in Scotland has been profound, and my constituency, sadly, has had the highest level of deaths per head in the country. Now, this is a challenge. This is the biggest challenge that society has faced in our lifetimes, and the measures that we take to deal with it must reflect the magnitude of what we face. And the steps taken in Scotland to contain the virus are very much unprecedented, and they have changed life as we knew it. While we know that the current lockdown measures are absolutely essential right now, we also know that they have damaging consequences on their own, consequences for our economy, for our living standards and also our physical and mental health. I welcome the introduction of the furlough scheme in March by the Chancellor, and also welcome the recent decision by the Chancellor to extend it to March 2021. I believe, however, the delay in announcing the extension until the 11th hour will have cost jobs. Some employers will have already taken that difficult decision to make people redundant because they expected the scheme to be withdrawn. I also welcome, however, the Chancellor's indication that, as in March, the employers will be able to bring back people that they have made redundant and include them in the furlough scheme, which may go some way to addressing some of the job losses. However, Dr Liz Cameron's comments, the Chief Executive of the Scottish Chambers of Commerce, her comments last week I thought were really interesting in this particular point, and I quote, "This announcement gives Scottish businesses a glimmer of hope that we may be able to survive and work through this crisis. What we cannot do is to continue with uncertainty, which is impacting business confidence, employee motivation and also our ability to plan and invest. However, the furlough scheme alone will not be enough to save businesses, so the Chancellor must continue and expand his commitment to providing businesses with guaranteed grant support to help businesses recover." I only have 4 months, I'm sorry. I also welcome the extension of the UK Government's Self-Employment Income Support Scheme and confirmation that the level of grant will be 80% of average trading profits for the period of November to January. However, I indicated that I was going to highlight some constituents' issues. I do agree with Dr Cameron's comments, but I also share, when these comments are shared by local hospitality businesses, businesses have still got fixed costs to cover: electricity, gas, insurance, amongst many others. If they can't trade, if they cannot trade, then all the funding mechanisms that actually have been provided thus far, including the furlough, the wide number of the Scottish Government grants, including the hardship grant, the grant outlined in the strategic framework, from the 2nd of November onwards, of between £2,000 to £3,000, depending on the rateable value, will be available for businesses required to close. The small business bonus, the addition to 100% relief from non-domestic rates for properties in the retail, hospitality and leisure sectors, and also the earlier £10,000 grants and the £25,000 grants. If businesses do not have some type of consistency in the future in terms of UK Government policy, then all of the monies that have been invested thus far to try to help businesses, particularly in the hospitality sectors, will have been for nothing. I agree with the strategic framework, and I believe it's the right mechanism for the present situation. And I did touch upon this last week, and I can see you're telling me to wind up, Presiding Officer. Presiding Officer, businesses need that stability, and whilst I welcome this debate, I also welcome the fact that governments have been working together, but if the UK Government do not want to do more, then give this Parliament the funds and give this Parliament the powers to do so. Thank you very much.